Cześć, witam was ponownie na moim kanale. In this video I will probably go over a few different things because I haven't uploaded in a couple of months, but the first thing I want to go over is what the title and the thumbnail of this video is going to be about, which pretty much is going to be me attempting to emulate this, which I made a video on a few years ago in regards to pretty much being able to see your language learning progress, visually, I guess, or on paper by tracking your language learning progress. So this, for example, is my Babbel progress on Polish. The difficult thing with it when it's on paper is that Babbel adds different courses, and not so much in the Polish, but with my Spanish one, there are more courses that were added on top after I went about pretty much figuring out exactly how much with the Spanish, like, it was taken up, and it's a little bit creased now because these books have been away in my drawer for ages, but pretty much, like, I numbered out everything and they added more courses, so then this is kind of, like, no longer up to date, and it makes it a bit more difficult for me to keep track on paper because Babbel had introduced a load more different courses in Spanish. In Polish, I'm not sure if there have been any new ones. To tell you the truth, even though I really enjoy Babbel and it is one of the programs I would actually recommend for people learning Polish or any one of the other 10 languages on Babbel, not sponsored, I just haven't used it for a decent amount of time, maybe a year or two, since I was doing like a series of like daily vlogs for a while and I was using Babbel then. But since I always try and do different language learning styles or different methods to learn languages, so if I go over to my other book at the moment, I'll show you quickly. I've been writing a lot more in my Polish, so I don't know if you can read this or not, but pretty much this is, for example, a A1 comprehension thing that ChatGPT had spat out to me. I just decided I'd copy it and paste it and see how much I'd understand, highlight any words that I wasn't fully comfortable with, which ended up being 3 different words there, as you can see. I also did a little bit of like random journaling in Polish, and I did I was trying to do Luca Lampariello's, did I say that right? Luca Lampariello? Not sure, Italian name. But anyway, I was trying to do Luca's method of learning a language, which is pretty much a bi-directional translation method, I believe it's called. And pretty much it's where you take something in the original language, in this case Polish, you translate it into English, hence why some of that, if you could read it, was in English. And then you take the English after you've already translated it and translate it back into the Polish, and you're pretty much trying to activate both ways how to like translate the language. And sometimes you don't remember the exact word, and instead you may translate it for another way of saying or expressing that particular thought or idea. So it's a really interesting method of learning a language. I'm still quite new into doing it the bi-directional translation method. I'm still trying to do it. I may even stream myself doing bi-directional translation method on there or on this YouTube channel at some point soon, but I want to get a little bit more comfortable potentially doing this method. And yeah, I've gone off track a little bit there. I said I was going to do what the video title and thumbnail was, so let's just get into this first of all. So pretty much I want to put all of what I just showed you with my Babbel progression sheet, which is this, onto Google Sheets of some sort. So I've got my Babbel here, well, it's called Babbel.pl, and I've also got my Babbel here. Pretty much I'm just going to go through it, see which courses I've completed, and I need to figure out how to use Babbel again because it's been a while and they update the website quite a lot. So I need to see courses. So pretty much what I'm going to do is emulate that onto here, and hopefully it doesn't take up too much space or whatever, and I'm pretty much just going to like skip doing this. I may speed it up, I'm not sure, but it'd be very boring for you to watch me just sit here for like half an hour while I figure this out. But pretty much you can see here that I've got all the countries and traditions specials all done, with the grammar and words and sentences kind of like half done, and there should be one extra as well for like beginner up here, but I'll figure that out in a minute. But yeah, I'm just going to put that down here, and the reason that I'm doing this is because it's a better way to visualize your language learning progress on a particular device, or in this case on a particular app. You could do this, for example, if you're reading a book. So if you've got a book, and I know this is a dictionary, but imagine it's a book. If you've got a book and you're like 10 pages through or 100 pages through, you can mark them off as green as you go along, and it's another way to visualize how far through a particular thing in a language that you're currently doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to do this. I actually don't know if this is going to work out or not, and then I'll show you the final results in a second for you guys. Here on screen is the result of probably about half an hour worth of work that I've just gone through. I couldn't figure out how to get the numbers to go sequentially in the order that I've got them in, and so I had to enter them all manually. So pretty much here I've just put all the courses on Babbel, instead of having them on Babbel I put them here on this spreadsheet. For some reason on the desktop version on the computer you've only got grammar, countries and traditions, specials and words and sentences. On the phone there are a couple more that don't show up here for some reason, and so I was using my phone as well as the computer to help me. So we've actually got newcomer, beginner, grammar, countries, specials and words, and I need to put that in bold. And yeah, pretty much this is everything. So you can see here there are 107 newcomer like courses to complete, or like I don't know what to call them, like yeah, courses to complete I guess. And once you've done all 107, that's a newcomer complete, and then if you're going sequentially, you go on to beginner A2, which then start from the first like lesson, and then you go through and you complete the next 72 lessons, which is then going to be beginner A2 with these next 72 lessons. So in total you've done 180 odd lessons, and then you go over to grammar, countries, specials, words, and because of the way that Babbel works, you buy the whole thing and pretty much you can just do whatever you want at random points. And so that's why I've got a whole bunch of random lessons done here and not the ones before or after it, etc. And it was a little bit tough trying to figure out which ones I've done in terms of the way that I'm laid it out here, but I was able to figure it out. And so it's an easier way for me, at least. I don't know, maybe this makes no sense for you guys, but for me it makes sense as to how this is actually laid out. And I can see the patches in where I've not done my Babbel lessons, mostly pretty much all actually being in grammar and in the words down here as well. The words and sentences is the full name. I've completed the newcomer, beginner, countries and traditions and specials, but they're still fully marked out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do that and like have it visualized for me. Like I say, I had it down on paper, and I just, because there was updates to the thing and there was like new courses being added, it was making it more difficult for me to add on onto this piece of paper, because I really tried to get it to fit on one page and not having to go over to another page and whatnot. And so instead I've done this on the computer just for ease, and so I've got it digitally so that I don't have as much on paper. Even though I enjoy writing, it's a lot easier to do it on computer. When I complete a lesson, I can just then mark it off on my computer. But the words and sentences section down here, there are 230 lessons in total, and I've completed I think about 40% according to Babbel, which I think is around 90 odd lessons have been marked out in green. So I can see kind of where the big gaps are. Obviously when you go into Babbel you see more clearly, for example, digital world I've done 0 because I just haven't got around to doing it. It wasn't really the most interesting for me, but I could, if I wanted to, go on digital world, go to like lesson 5, email e-chat, or whichever other one I wanted to go on, cyfrowy świat, yeah, like whichever one I wanted to go on. I could go to close, I could go to free time, I could go to feelings and attitude, although I've already completed that one. But you get the gist. I can go to whichever one I want and complete them and fill in the white gaps slowly but surely. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this, particularly for my Babbel in Polish, and I will do this at some point for my Spanish, but it takes a lot longer than I imagined to do this. So right now I don't have the effort or the the desire to do it right now for my Spanish, because I'm focusing in on my Polish at the moment. But the reason I wanted to do this was because I want to get back into actually being more active on Babbel and trying to complete my Babbel course, because obviously you do pay for it. I want to actually get around to completing all of the grammar drills, as much as I may not internalize them properly or whatever. I just want to complete all the lessons at least once, and then you can go back over them and do them again if you fancy, which I probably will have to do for a lot of the grammar ones. But the words and sentences is quite a big one, obviously 230 total lessons to complete, and I just want to be able to slowly fill them out, because I was on a really good roll of doing my Babbel every day. I just kind of stopped after a while, because when you do the same thing day in, day out, it kind of does get a little bit monotonous in that way, I guess, and you always want to like keep it fresh. And so that's why, like I say, I moved over into doing other like forms of studying, such as with writing down on paper more recently, or like one that I do quite a lot, reading books, even though this is not a book that you read, it is a Czech to Russian dictionary, but you get the idea. Reading books is another thing that you can do to like just spice up your language learning a little bit and keep it fresh. Watching videos on YouTube, I try and do that from time to time as well, just to keep my brain engaged in different forms of the language. There are other things as well, music to a lesser degree. I struggle to try and find music that I enjoy, but I do sometimes find music that I enjoy in my Spanish, Polish, French, and other languages as well. So this is just one of many things I wanted to kind of replicate from an older video that I did anyway when it was on paper, but do it on the computer, and obviously like just update in a video to like show that I've done this. This is where I'm at currently with my Babbel in Polish, and I mean, it may not, like I say, make a lot of sense for people if you're watching this and you don't have Babbel especially, but if you do have Babbel and you do learn Polish on it, this is pretty much like the same for you as well, because obviously everyone has the same amount of lessons in Polish. In a course like Spanish, there'll be newcomer, beginner, but there's also intermediate, advanced, etc. So there's other courses before you get to these grammar and specials and words and countries and whatever. And there's also business Spanish as well. So the Spanish course is a lot bigger as well. But with the Polish one, I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking I've done quite a lot. Like I've actually done a decent amount of progress, and I've completed more than I haven't. And I don't know if there's a way for me to put a function in on the right hand side to like amount of green boxes compared to amount of white boxes or something like that. Maybe, I'm not sure if I could do that, but like I can visually see there's over 50% of the screen filled out with green highlighted boxes, which means that they are completed lessons that I've gone over them at least once. And yeah, hopefully it'll give me that little bit more motivation to kind of just get on with doing my Polish Babbel and actually completing the Polish Babbel, because even after I complete the very last lesson and I do all of the grammar as well as all of the words and sentences, and then that will fill out the whole chart that I have right here, obviously I'm not going to be fluent, but doing all of these extra lessons is going to help me. I enjoy doing Babbel. It's not like it's a chore for me. I enjoy doing them. I do, I did on average maybe 1 to 2 lessons a day when I was actually grinding on Babbel. And yeah, I just wanted to get around to completing it, because it's kind of one of those things that I just want to complete. Like, I don't like doing things half and then like leaving it, but I have a bad a habit of doing that as well with pretty much most things in life. Like, I'll do things only half-assedly, and then I'll just stop doing that thing and move on to another thing, or like whatever, because I'm not sure if it's like something to do with me not wanting to finish something, and then it's like I've not got anything else to go towards that thing or whatever, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like things to end, so then I can prolong the enjoyment of that thing or something, maybe. I'm unsure on that one, but a lot of things in life I do just kind of, I don't fully complete. I look back on my YouTube channel and there's loads of series that I started in the past, and I never ended up really going through with a lot of them, back when I was doing other styles of content or whatever. But yeah, like, I want to actually be able to do this. I want to, in my head and for myself, say that I've completed the entire Babbel like lesson, I don't know, we call it like plan, schedule, or whatever word you want to put there, all of the lessons on Babbel pretty much. Same way that you could do this for some of you are someone who prefers Duolingo, not an app that I would personally do, but if you prefer Duolingo, you could do like a similar thing where you you know, you put like the things on the side here, and then you kind of put your lessons over the side, or whatever you want to do. Like, you can kind of adapt the same principles here. On my book, I was just looking a second ago, and I was doing the same thing for TV shows and for books, and I never got around to a lot of them, to be honest. But I believe I was doing one box per episode, and then like different lines per series. So you can see there, I pretty much did one episode, and that was it because I was busy. There was a few names of TV shows, and then just I wrote out the different amount of episodes, and then I've got other things as well. Oh, italki, yeah, this was another one. I completely forgot about this until I was here. So, italki hours. I really wanted to fill out this whole sheet full of like hours on italki. I didn't even finish writing out all the numbers because I managed to draw out 665 squares on the page. If you could see down the bottom corner, maybe you can't. I can't even see the camera now, but right in the bottom corner there, it says 665, and I didn't even finish writing out all the numbers because I got to 21 hours in Polish italki lessons, and I just kind of either stopped with the lessons or stopped filling out on here. I don't know which one I stopped first. And I do want to get back into italki, by the way. It's just money at the moment. And then I got books as well, and yeah, etc. So right now, actually, that's a little bit out of date. I could fit in the first 3 books because they're Harry Potter books. But beside the point, at the moment, I've got a new job. Pretty much it means I don't have a lot of time at the moment because I'm just trying to settle into my new job. The days I'm working are kind of a bit odd because I'm off on a Sunday and a Wednesday. On a Wednesday, I do like my language exchange with my Spanish language partner, and you know, I have to also incorporate everything else I want to do in my life. Like, I go into the gym and study in my languages, because obviously when I'm making videos I'm not studying languages. Obviously I still have to put in time for that, and at the moment I'm trying to dedicate half an hour to Spanish, half an hour to Polish, and 15 minutes to Korean every single day at minimum, as well as half an hour reading, which I normally incorporate the same half an hour for reading in Spanish or Polish by just reading in Spanish or Polish, and so I get the half an hour reading and also the half an hour in those languages done in the same half an hour block. There's also a couple of other things that I'm trying to do daily, such as juggling for 10 minutes a day, and you know, like every week going bouldering, which is rock climbing without any harnesses, which, you know, at the moment I've not been doing a lot of, but I will be getting back into it once again I've got more money, once I get my regular pay from my new job. And also healthy eating as well. So there's a lot of things I'm trying to do daily at the moment, and a lot of these things kind of take up time as well. To make YouTube videos, obviously, it's something I really want to do. I really want to make content that people are going to benefit from, and like watch the videos and actually understand or like learn something from, basically. And of course, I want to teach people how to like either learn languages or have fun with languages, or like learn languages in a way that they didn't think previously, or you know, whatever it is, or maybe that you know, just helps people understand that you can learn languages in different ways, and it doesn't have to be exactly this real regimented, like intense thing. It can just be a lot of fun, a little bit every day kind of thing, and over time you just you know, you just kind of pick up the language. So I want to make videos pretty much that like reflect that, and I want to make videos that people are actually going to enjoy watching, but I think most importantly, not only enjoy watching, but I want to make videos that obviously people can take away something from those videos and it actually helps them. That's always been my goal with the majority of content I've ever made in my life, is I want people to take away something from that. In the past I would have said entertainment and or you know, learn something from the content, but nowadays the content is a lot more educational, you know, talking about languages and stuff, and sometimes content may just be an update on like where I'm at with my languages or whatnot. But yeah, like I want to continue making content. Of course, I was going on a good roll of one video every single Saturday up until I think it was May or April or something, and then I kind of just got really busy. I went on a few holidays, and when you get busy and you stop uploading and you fall out of your upload schedule, it's very easy to stop uploading for a long time, and then it's just like looking at the content I made over those past few weeks, or like 6 months in that case, where I was uploading every week for 6 months, and it was like, are these videos actually good? Am I proud of these videos? You know, and I always think like, would I be happy to show these videos to somebody who, you know, is a friend of mine who doesn't know that I have a channel, whatever, and do I think that they would learn much from watching that video? And I'm unsure. Like, I don't know. I probably watch my videos with kind of this filter over my eyes that pretty much tells me like, oh, there's so many like things wrong with the video. Obviously, because I record the video, then I edit the video, and so you see it so many times, you kind of get a little bit complacent or whatever with it, and you kind of just always think it could be better than it actually is. And I know that my videos are quite simple anyway, and there's not a lot of like pajazz. Is that the word? Pedaz, I think. There's not a lot of like pedaz in my videos or anything. There's not special fancy editing or anything, because it doesn't really need to be. My videos are pretty much just me sat down in my room. I barely even put footage over the top, and that's kind of partly because it's easier for me to edit if I don't put like loads of fancy edits on top. It means I can just make more videos easier and get them out, especially when I was on like a one video a week schedule. It would be good to get back to that, but obviously now that I only have 2 days off a week and I try to put everything else in there, I don't know if I could schedule in one video every week and still keep those videos at a level which I'm even happy with, which isn't even that high, to be honest, because sometimes I struggle with video ideas as well. So, you know, I always say, like, if you have any ideas for videos that I could make, or if you want to hear my opinions or thoughts on any particular topic or whatever within language learning, then do let me know. Sometimes it's just a bit difficult to know. Sometimes I want to talk about, you know, something in languages, but it's like something that, you know, sometimes I want to talk about something, sometimes I don't have the motivation for. For example, I've been wanting to talk about the Greenlandic language for a long time, but every time I come down to sit down to like record it, or every time I sit down to try and do some like research into the Greenlandic language or whatever, I kind of just lose the motivation and think like, I don't know if my audience would actually like to watch me talk about that, even though it's well within the language learning sphere. I don't know, because I don't feel like I have enough knowledge to talk about such as Greenlandic language, or like such as, you know, other languages, because it was an idea for me to do a series where I talk about other languages, really like obscure and endangered languages and stuff, but yeah, because it involves a lot of like research and stuff, I didn't know whether I was going to be the best person to kind of do those kind of videos, and I know other people do similar kind of videos as well. And then it was like, I didn't know how to make the video interesting and engaging, and it's very easy to get lost in those videos and to like start talking about the really boring stuff of those videos, the grammar of the language and syntax and stuff. And a lot of people, honestly, I feel like just shut off when they start hearing that kind of thing, that side of the languages. They want to hear the language and want to watch a video which obviously they can understand, and not have all of these like kind of language buzzwords thrown at them and immediately get lost as to you know, trying to understand the video. I've really gone off on a tangent there, but I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that. I started recently learning Korean, and it's kind of not going the best. I've not really got like high hopes for it anyway. I just wanted to learn a little bit to like be able to speak a few words, a few sentences for when I go next year to South Korea. But it's going a lot slower than I would like, but like it's still going at least a little bit. Like I can still only remember a few words because I tried to do a word of the day. That's kind of fallen out a little bit because, again, being busy, life got in the way. Like I say, new job and stuff kind of is more important for me to, you know, make sure that I keep on top of that. And obviously learning Polish and Spanish every day as well as Korean is kind of making it, you know, kind of the third language in my life at the moment. Japanese has been put on hold because of Korean, and yeah, to be honest, Spanish is just a language that I'm doing every day, just like watching a couple of videos to like keep up to date. But Polish is still my #1 language that I'm really trying to improve upon. It's not an easy language. I was doing, I don't know when I should end this video, honestly. I was doing this, so I did link mini stories, and I did translating into English and then translating back into Polish, and you can just see all of the mistakes that I was making, which is like highlighted in the red. So yeah, there's not like a stupid amount of red mistakes or anything, but it is only a short story, and these are stories that I know quite well just from listening exposure and reading them a lot and stuff, and I still make like spelling mistakes or mistakes in grammar, etc. So I'm still doing a lot in my Polish. Yeah, hopefully soon I can start doing more italki Polish. But anyway, I think that is this video well and truly done. I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, that's it. If you got any ideas for like video ideas that you want to see me do, whatever, let me know in the comment section. Like I said, I want to make more videos. I'm going to have to just make them when I have the time, and obviously when I have the ideas of like which videos I want to do. I would like to probably do some live streaming as well soon of me just doing more studying of like Polish and other languages. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for now for like a YouTube video. But YouTube video and like for the channel in general. So obviously if you want to see anything, let me know. So with all that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video for another one. Until then, have a great day and peace out.